Nepal, a country nestled in the Himalayas where Mount Everest lies. Home to almost 30 million Nepalis, diverse in cultures and traditions living across its hills and mountains in the north and flat river plains in the south. Visited for its breathtaking landscapes and Buddhist origins, Nepal is not a stranger to environmental degradation and violent conflict. In 1996, the country plunged into a 10-year civil war between government forces and Maoist rebels, taking the lives of more than 17,000, with thousands more disappeared, injured, or displaced. While the peace agreement that was signed in 2006 ended the war and ushered in democratic system, political instability and other forms of violence persist in the country to this day. In the 2022 Positive Peace Index, Nepal ranks low, 126 out of 163 countries when it comes to measuring the attitudes, institutions, and structures that create and sustain peaceful societies. Nepal is also one of the countries in the world most vulnerable to climate change. Glaciers are melting faster due to increasing temperatures and erratic weather patterns, resulting more landslides, flash floods, and other environmental hazards. Mitigating this risk is a challenge for a country that is yet to address a range of socio-economic issues. In the 2020 Environmental Performance Index, Nepal ranks low, 145 out of 180 countries when it comes to measures of environmental health and ecosystem vitality. Hazards in the high mountains could change or block the course of river tributaries, which could have disastrous effects for people who depend on these water sources. Such was the case for residents of Kusaha village located in the Kosi Tapu region of Saptari district, southern Nepal, bordering India. Nepal and India have engaged in transboundary water management as early as 1920, and agreements have been signed to develop large hydroelectric and irrigation projects of major transboundary rivers. One of them is the construction of Kosi Barrage. In 2008, the eastern embankments of the barrage collapsed, killing 250 and displacing 3 million people in India and affecting some 50,000 people in Nepal. The whole Kusaha, a village of about 7,000 people, was flooded, and they still continue to deal with the aftermath of the disaster and annual flooding. In October 2021, Peace Perspectives talked with the member of village to learn more about their experiences and aspirations for peace among these environmental challenges.
यो चाहिँ घर हैन उतापटि चाहिँ घर बसेको थियो अनि फेरि यो चाहिँ बनाएको
अनि तपाईलाई त्यो भएपछि तपाईलाई सरकारले के मद्दत गरेन
गरे काठहरु दियो चामल सबै दियो पैसाहरु पनि दियो.
While government assistance has reached some of the residents in the aftermath of disasters, others had to rebuild their homes by themselves.
अब बाँध फुटेको बेला त हजुरको यहाँ पानी थियो अनि त्यसपछि अलिअलि राहत सरकारले पनि दियो, नेपाल सरकारले दियो अनि त्यही भएर अलिअलि मेहनत गरेर कमाउँदै अलिअलि गर्दै मेहनत.
For women and persons with disabilities, they face even greater challenges during the annual flooding.
मेरो नाम फरिदा खातुन हो. पोलियो रोग लागेछ. जन्मदेखि छैन. जन्मिदा 2 वर्ष अगाडि भयो. पछाडी भयो 2 वर्ष. काम गर्न सक्दैन. यो मेरो छोरी हो, यसको कान अलिकति सुन्दैन.
According to the World Bank, natural hazards such as floods, droughts, and earthquakes are gender neutral, but their impacts are not. A study of the gendered nature of natural disaster reveals that women's mortality from disaster tends to be higher than men's, especially in countries where there is highly gender disparity in socio-economic status, such as Nepal. For many of the Kusaha residents whom we talked to, like Arjun Kumar Shah, they attributed peace to livelihood security.
यहाँ शान्ति छ. यहाँ हजुरको एउटा सानो मेरो पसल छ अनि त्यसपछि एउटा ठेला राखेको छु अनि त्यसमा पानीपुरी चटपटे समोसा बनाएर गाउँमा बेचेर लिएर आउँछु बेलुका.
यसो तपाईँ त्यो बनाएर यसो कहिले के डुल्नु हुन्छ?
हजुर डुल्छु, सधैँ डुल्छु, कहिले काहीँ सधैँ. बिहान 5 बजेदेखि बेलुका 8 बजेसम्म. अब 10-11 बजेसम्म पसल, त्यसपछि ठेलाको सामान बनाएर गाउँतिर लिएर गयो, 8 बजे राति मात्र आइन्छ.
They also defined peace as personal safety, especially from wild animals. The community is situated near the Kosi Tapu Wildlife Reserve, a protected site of 175 kilometers of wetlands home to variety of plant species and wide range of fauna, including endangered animals.
चनर देमे यता यही माछा त चा मार्छु यता त घेगा घेगी यो झारपात झिक्छु
अनि यो हात्तीको बारेमा के भनिदिनु न?
यो हात्तीको बारेमा त मान्छेले हान्छ जङ्गली हात्ती
यो हात्ती यसो पानीतिर नै जान्छ कि जाँदैन?
पानीतिर पनि आउँछ
अनि गोहीहरू छ कि छैन यतातिर?
गोयाहरू पनि छ
गोहीहरू पनि छ है?
गोही छ चितुवा छ सबै जानवर छ सर्पहरू सबै छ
Elephants, in particular, from the Kositapu Wildlife Reserve, come to their communities, destroying the crops, livestock, and occasionally their homes.
त्यो मकना आज 4-5 सालदेखि यहाँ कोसीटपुरमा छ लगभग हजुरको 20-22 जना मान्छे मारिसक्यो उसले अब यो धानको सिजनमा चाहिँ गाउँघर चौडीमा गएर धान खान्छ अब धानको बाली काटेर घरतिर लगेपछि गाउँमा गएर चाहिँ अब त्यही धान फेरि खाइदिने घर भत्काइदिने संयोग पऱ्यो मान्छे त्यस्तो चाहिँ फेला पऱ्यो भनेदेखि मान्छे मारिदिने त्यस्तो सम्बन्ध उपद्रव गर्ने गरेका छ
The residents of Kusaha understand that the reason for these encounters is the limited land area for the animals and the unsecured boundaries around the reserve. They also recognize that the presence of the community in the area interferes with the accessibility and availability of the food for the animals.
अब के गरे अफिसले त गर्न गरेकै छ नि अब ट्र्याक्टर ठुलो ट्र्याक्टर राखेको छ ठुलो ट्र्याक्टरले चाहिँ 24 घन्टे ड्युटी दिएछ ड्राइभरलाई अफिसको जुन गाडीहरू छ गाडीहरूले त्यसले त्यो गर्दैछ अब त्यही पनि अब जङ्गली जानवर हो गाडी आखिर बाटो हिँड्छ अब त्यो जानवर जुन बाटो भएपछि त्यताबाट पनि हिँड्न सकिन्छ त्यही भएर नियन्त्रण गर्न त गाह्रो छ तर यहाँ तारबार सोलर फ्रिसिङ यो राम्रोसँग गरिदियो अथवा पर्खालको सिस्टम गरिदिएर गेट ढोका हालिदिएपछि जङ्गलमै बस्यो अब त्यो नियन्त्रण गर्न त त्यही उपायहरू देखिन्छ
The government has provided services to minimize the risk of wildlife encounters and other forms of assistance to victims. But the distribution of such assistance, including public services such as water and energy, has been fraught with issues of equity. Nepal has a high potential for hydropower generation, but it also has experienced decades of power shortages. Although in 2019, 90% of the population has access to electricity, consistency in availability and access needs improvement. One of the government projects aimed at addressing these issues is being constructed at Kusaha.
यो चाहिँ तपाईको हेटौडा ढल्केवर यसको नाम चाहिँ कुसाहा कटैया सुचिङवर यो चाहिँ तपाईको यो भन्दा सानो थियो त्यसको क्षमता चाहिँ अलिकति भएन 2-3 चोटी यहाँ आगो लाग्यो त्यसपछि चाहिँ यो यसको विस्तार भयो 132 केबी लाइनबाट यसमा आएर यहाँदेखि इन्डिया कटैया पनि जाने हो पूर्व पनि जाने हो यसैबाट चाहिँ तपाईले यो एरियालाई पुरा उज्यालो बनाउने हो.
While there are various laws and regulations for the equitable distribution and management of services, corruption and elite interests prevents effective management of services. Cases of embezzlement are common in Nepal, especially in rural areas such as Kusaha. In the 2021 Corruption Perception Index, Nepal scored 33 out of 100, and significant improvements are yet to be seen. Fortunately, the majority of the Nepalis think ordinary people can make a difference in the fight against corruption. This is the kind of agency and responsibility the residents of Kusaha have shown in maintaining peace and environmental sustainability in their community. After all, it is the ordinary people who will suffer the most from conflicts and environmental degradation. And it is the empowerment of ordinary people where we can never go wrong.